Right, let's get started. To the like three of you that watch on YouTube afterwards, hello. Hope you're doing well. Uh, I am just waiting for the stream to catch up on YouTube, and then we should be good to go. YouTube says we're good. Hello. How are you doing? Well, how are you currently doing? Super user. Sorry, attempting to multitask and failing as always. Just gonna pop that on the Discord. Hello! How you doing? How's things? How's everybody? I'm here, where's everyone? I don't know. I'm gonna blame YouTube and say that it's all YouTube's fault. I think I've only just got the notification that the stream's starting, so yeah. Gonna wait until YouTube kicks in. Hello, Tough Plays. How you doing? How's things? Chris is gonna be a tad late. Fair play. Hello, Starman. How you doing? Tanks and Chickens, sup? Hi from Uzbekistan. Nice. Hello. How you doing? How's things? How is Uzbekistan? I've never been. There we go. Yeah, how's things? What have I been doing? Playing with things, as always. I was trying to build a cupboard today. A little sort of like bathroom cupboard. A little shelf in it. But pain got the better of me and had to stop with just the bottom piece with some feet on it, so... Ah well. Hello Ish, how you doing? How is things? How is everybody? How's your guys' weeks been? But you still haven't tried Oculus Quest. You're right, I haven't. I don't have one. Ah. Oh, well then how is Uzbekistan as well? For as a holiday destination. Really hot? Yes. How's the weather back in England? It's been pretty toasty today. Yep. It's currently kind of like, at least here anyway, it's slightly drizzly, so, Top Plays 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the wrong unit of measurement. That is pretty damn hot, yeah. Whereabouts are you? I'm guessing in the States, since the States is basically the only country that still uses Fahrenheit, but... Fair play. It's 100 in South Texas. Ouch, that's toasty. 34C. I think 100 Fahrenheit is over 40 Celsius. 20 degrees and bright and sunny at the moment. Very nice. RX 570 these days. Yeah, I mean, I think it's still a really impressive budget card. And if you have the like 120-ish pounds that they currently sell for new, it's pretty good. I think about is it 120 or 140? I think it can vary. Yes, Texas. Sorry, I hate that we're the only ones that use Fahrenheit as a unit of measurement. Sorry, it's all right. You can't change the. Well, you can't change Americans, apparently. At least on their units of measurement. Yeah. How did take two? Has everybody seen the Ryzen 3600X video that went out on Monday? Because that was fun. It's midnight down here. Okay, that's less further forward than I thought it would be. Fair enough. Well, I don't blame you if you disappear at any point. CPUs are. I was buffering bad, then I saw I had my VPN on no Wi-Fi. Nice. The why you shouldn't buy one. Yes, very. That is the video. Um, so, that video was deliberately not clickbait, but close to it, because I wanted to test some things out. I expected that the video would get more interaction than it kind of usually would, and that's quite an easy way to generate interaction without having to, like, say, ask people. And I still like the format. You know, like, sort of almost responding to the haters. Um, and I think that the one thing that I should have mentioned that I didn't think to mention was the non-X variant. The only reason that I didn't mention it is because I don't have one, and so I cannot personally attest to the benchmark numbers. But the long and short of it is that, like, generally they're really good CPUs, and if you want a bit of extra performance, then the X might be a better shout. Actually, don't. Does anyone know what the performance difference is between the two? Veritasium also starts off with a wrong proposal before explaining why it's wrong. Yeah, true. He does indeed. It can be a good way. I think I deliberately framed it that way. As I said, to elicit a reaction, to see what the results are, in terms of viewership and that sort of thing, which has actually been a pretty interesting result so far, but we'll see. But to answer the question, top plays, do I have a 3900X? I don't currently, but I will have hopefully in the next, like, week or so. I'll be getting my the original chip I had back, to play with, and hopefully I'll also be getting the GPUs back as well, so that I can test and play with those. But yeah, I'm sure you've done worse clickbait, and if you got a bait hard. Yeah, true. I feel like the main difference to me with clickbait is that, um if it, like, if I was to title, like, why you shouldn't buy it, and then it just be a normal review, right? Then I would call that clickbait. But because I expressly formed the video around the notion of the title, I feel like it's less less offensive almost. I mean, I'd be interested to hear you guys' thoughts, but yeah. What PC do you sorry, what PC do you use as your daily driver? I currently have a Ryzen 2700, overclocked to 4 gigahertz, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB at 3000 megahertz, give or take. It kind of craps out sometimes. GTX 1080 11 gig. What else? WD Black SN700, 1 terabyte, Gigabyte X 47C gaming 7 Wi-Fi, Corsair H100i Pro, 2 terabyte Seagate drives. One's a Firecuda, one's a Barracuda, and a Coolmaster VS 750 power supply, I think. Yeah, all in my desk PC. Hello, Gavin. How you doing? Should you buy the new Knight Rider car for Rocket League? I don't know. I haven't played Rocket League in a while, actually. Probably should. I'm a little salty that I bought a 2080 months ago, and now when it comes to the 1080, the 5700 keeps up. So you bought a 2080 months ago, but now the 5700 XT keeps up the 1080, but the 2080 keeps up with the 10, or like beats a 1080 Ti, right? Arlen Jam, how do you feel about TN panels? I think they get quite a bad rap. Um, so I don't personally subscribe to a lot of the. This might be a bit harsh, but the snobbery when it comes to monitors and monitor panels. Um, I don't know whether it's just like I tend to not notice a lot of the stuff that other people do or not. But so right in front of me now, I have a TN 1080p 60 hertz like bargain basement monitor. I have a TN 1080p 141st monitor in portrait mode, and then I have a 2560 by 1440 165 hertz G-Sync IPS monitor as my main. I don't have all that much experience with VAs relative to the other two. I actually own or have access to a lot more TNs and IPSs than I do VAs. The ultra wide that's just off camera here is a VA, and I don't really have much of a problem with that. TNs I used for I want to say like 5 years straight with no problems. The only issue that I have with TNs actually is that because I have a TN as a portrait monitor, the viewing angles are absolutely terrible top to bottom, or in my case side to side. So if I'm not looking at it sort of straight on, you basically can't see anything on it, which is a bit of a pain. But with that said, if you're using it in a normal orientation, then I don't really have any problem with it. The other thing is that a lot of people complain about IPSs and VAs having a lot of input lag or a lot of like slow response times and stuff like that. And in my experience, and I've tested with 1000 FPS camera, I have not noticed a difference. Yes, you can measure a difference, but there's a measuring and then there's a usual. And I don't really notice a difference when I'm using them, which I think is a key point that a lot of other people either seem to notice or at very least have been made aware that they could notice it, and so talk about it more. Hello Harry, how you doing? Have you ever been to the Overclockers UK store? Yes, quite a few times actually. I visit Clockers, I don't know, about once a quarter. I've done a live stream from their offices before, filmed quite a few videos there, including not a warehouse tour, but I did a bit of a look around and that kind of thing. So yeah, I've certainly been to Clockers quite a few times. I went to their car meet last year. I mean, I took my bike, but I went to the car meet. Hello Chris, how you doing? I'm 13 and I ain't feeling it yet. Fair play. Uzbek meet Slovak. Indeed. Ish, have you found in life that time is like an FOV? You start with like a 65 and everything seems super focused and important, but as you age, your field opens and the fine details matter less. That is incredibly accurate. Yes, I think is the short answer. Because when I was but a lowly, I don't know, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, it was very easy to focus on one project or one thing and care about every detail and be very detail oriented. But then as I have progressed, I do now see myself looking at a lot bigger picture. That's very deep. From such adverses, home surgery for beginners. Nice. Hello everybody, it's Dr. Nick. Hello Jonathan, or Dr. Nick, whichever one you want to be called. Yeah, that's damn. I'm gonna have to contemplate that for the rest of my life. Right, let's get back to tech, shall we? What have I been playing with? I've been playing with some speakers, which is weird. because I have quite a lot of hearing loss for a 22-year-old. Um, it's okay, life is fleeting. I know, right? Um, Also, super user, congratulations on 6K subs. Nice job. I caught it out of the corner of my eye, but I was still answering other stuff. Awesome, nice one. And Tangy Chickens, yes, nearly 50K. It's crazy. Thank you all very much. Yeah, 49669. Nice round number. Anyway, I've nearly hit 3 subs. Nice job, Gavin. But yeah, the hearing loss. No, the speakers. I've been playing with some speakers, which are from Edifier. If you've heard of them, they're a reasonably big company, or at least big in the audio world, anyway. And they make some very nice speakers. And I think what's kind of what surprised me by them is that they're just a 2 speaker setup, not a 2.1 or anything like that, and so they do lack a bit of bass. You can buy them in a 2.1 or a 5.1 setup, obviously for a little more money, but even in the just dual speaker sort of stereo setup, they're really impressive. As I said, they do like a bit of bass punch, but the vocals and the mids are so clear. It's genuinely like I sat down with them in front of me, and I think that the thing that blew me away the most was that I was literally just plugging in from my phone, so it's not the best amp DAC in the world, but it was. It didn't sound like it was just audio being blasted from 2 speakers either side of me. It genuinely sounded like the audio was coming from directly in front of me, as if the band was playing right there, which I think is the mark of a very impressive system. But I do mention in the video, I have more hearing loss than I should do for a 22-year-old. So I'm not necessarily the best person to listen to, but I was very impressed. Hello, Spencer. How you doing? Integrated life is a better life. Wowted, how can you live? I mean, okay, 15-watt speakers aren't like horrific, but still, how can you live? I got some Logitech speakers thrown in for free when I bought a 120mm AIO off Gumtree, plugged them into my monitor's DisplayPort pass-through. Why are you all such scrubs? My printer is integrated into my mouse. Well played, well played. I'm shattered. Fair play? Busy day? What keyboard do you use? Cooler Master Master Keys Pro L. They don't seem to make it anymore, but it is absolutely fantastic. I think if I was going to recommend a keyboard nowadays, it would be the Wu-Ting 2 or the Wu-Ting 1, because it's about the same price as this used to be. Same sort of build quality and all that sort of stuff. Still removable USB cable. It's set that one's Type C, but it has the very impressive software side, and the keys are very impressive. Wanted one of those, but they sold out. Fair play, fair play. Yeah, very impressive keyboard. I highly recommend it. Nice one-ish. Oh. Yeah. What else have I been doing? I've been playing with a gaming projector. I think I said that last week as well, but yeah, a projector that has it claims 8.4 milliseconds of input lag or whatever. I was measuring it at like 30, but still, it was like the input lag was the same as a monitor. which was like same as a TN monitor actually. And that was total system input lag. So yeah, very impressive. It can also do 120 hertz as well, although I think it was a bit funky with 120 hertz. I'm not entirely sure. What are your thoughts on Apple? I think the general consensus that I would have anyway is that I'm not a fan personally, but I can also understand why other people are. They make products that just work, and for that you pay the price. While I personally wouldn't recommend their products, because for the money you pay, you get significantly worse hardware, and in my experience, a worse experience in general. But like that's from a techie perspective who, you know, I'd be more. In fact, I have opened up my phone to replace the USB-C charging like internal cable, because it got clogged up and stopped working that well. So I just replaced it. I just opened the phone and replaced it. Most people aren't like that. I understand that I'm talking to a crowd of techies who probably are, but sadly the world isn't quite like us. But yeah. For consumer items, Apple allows a locked-in victim to switch easy inside ecosystem. Yeah, pretty much. I would agree. Hello, Luca. How you doing? When's the AP review? That is next Friday. Also, as a heads up, the week of the 22nd August, I know that that's like 3+ weeks away, but there won't be a live stream that week because I am away. And then like 2 weeks after that, the first week of September, there won't be a live stream because I'll be at IFA. There will be a live stream from IFA, but it won't be the usual tech one. It will be Acer stuff because they're sponsoring a stream from IFA. What's your PO box thing again? It's in youtube.com/TechteamGB/about or whatever that is. I'll just send you the link. No, it is Holly Yay, indeed. Hello, Mikey. How you doing? Also, Wapted, what are you sending me? Tanking chickens. No worries. Have a great holiday. Catch you next week if you're back. All right, sir. Nice. Have you been sent one of the new folding phones, the non-Samsung one? No, I don't really get sent phones that much. I've only ever had a couple review sample phones, so not really. Would I be interested in looking at one? Possibly. I'm not really that interested in phones all that much, especially this first gen folding phone. I don't really care for. Maybe in a few generations when a folding phone can be used like as a full tablet replacement. Yes, maybe. But I don't have a tablet and I don't really need or use one that much. So yeah. I think that the thing that I keep talking about is that I have a OnePlus 3T. It's 2 or 3 years old. It's a 2 to 4 year old phone. I can't remember how many years. But I will currently be replacing the battery in this phone before I ever think about getting a new phone. Because until I damage this phone too much to use it anymore, currently there is no reason for me to upgrade. I've tried some of the fancier ones. In fact, as Chris mentioned, I did the Xiaomi Black Shark 2 review, which was essentially everything that you'd expect from a normal flagship. It was almost bezel-less. It was what you call it? It had underscreen fingerprint reader that sucked. It had like fancy cameras, like dual cameras, all that sort of stuff. It had latest version of Android, whatever else, and even gaming features on top of that. and there was no reason for me to switch over my current phone, and so for me personally, I just don't care. I would agree with Gavin. It's kind of unneeded right now. Like I said, the only thing that I would like the only way that I see folding phones being of use to people is being that sort of tablet replacement, right? Still being this overall roughly size, but could fold out to significantly larger, and so you can actually use it as like a multi window kind of on the train sending emails while having a Word document open that you can copy and paste from and all that sort of stuff, whatever else, instead of a laptop with you. That I could see as a possibility, but right now I just don't see much use. Phone is a no-go. They're well behind the development where they need to be for consumers. Yeah, I agree. Mikey, sorry to be one of those never-ending questions, but how much RAM do I need? You're saying you just started photo editing, making videos. So I would agree with Wapted. I have 32 gigs and I use it. I mean, it depends what sort of videos you're doing. If you're doing like big 4K hour-long projects, then yes, 32, maybe even 64. But if you're just doing like 1080p short videos or whatever, then 16 is still probably okay. But if you have the ability to go with 32, then you're sort of future proofing yourself and you wouldn't need to upgrade or deal with trying to sell some RAM and buy some more stuff or whatever else in the future. So, yeah. Yeah. So, Wapted and Gavin aren't very convinced, and Jonathan aren't very convinced by folding phones. Is anyone else? And actually, do you have any use cases for folding phones that aren't just like extra productivity? Slapping people by opening it. Oh god, you guys. That's brilliant. Oh, only thing I'm convinced on is I need steak and chips. Nice. A basketball in the net. Nice. Is folding just a precursor to flexible screens? Quite possibly. The only problem that I think the reason that they've gone with folding phone rather than like phone with flexible screen is that you still need a fixed battery and a fixed generally fixed circuit board, right? Give or take. So yeah, I mean, there are flexible PCBs, but to be able to fit the amount of components that smartphones have in a small enough package, and to be able to fold quite enough reliably, um, yeah, you can't really do that well. Folding laptops that fold in both planes, oof, no thanks. Why don't they just use holographics instead? Why not just beam it straight into your brain and not have a phone in the first place, eh? Which I think is what Chris is getting at. Rolling screen would be better? Would it though? Like, would rolling up a screen and putting it in your pocket or whatever, like having a ball of phone in your pocket actually be any better? Because like I like that it's like thin and flat because it fits in my pocket. If you had to ball it up, then yeah, maybe not ideal, Wapted. Maybe not ideal. No, but you could poke something with it. True. Depends how long it is. Oh. Do you think any more X570 ITX boards will come out? So the short answer there is yes. The long answer is yes, but I don't know from who. Let's see. So ASUS have listed an ITX X570 board, the Strix I. I know Gigabyte have, and if they want to send me one to review. Have ASRock? ASRock have. So there's one from ASRock, there's one from Gigabyte. Is there one from MSI? No, not ITX. So yeah, you've got options for MSI, ASUS, ASRock, and Gigabyte right now. I think, possibly. No, they probably haven't. But yeah. None of them have the USB 3.2 Gen 2 connector though. Yeah. Fair play. I want a folding 2080 Ti so I can fold it and put it in a tiny case. Lol. Yeah. That'd be funny. I mean, it'd melt as soon as you turned it on, but sure, that'd be funny. I do have a review of an X570 board, the cheap one from Gigabyte, the Gaming X, which is still like £180. What's your thoughts on the mini DTX platform? Is that the platform that ASRock use in their... What are they called? I've got one upstairs. The little tiny one. The mini PC. Desk Mini. Is that the platform that they use in the Desk Mini? Have you seen Intel's new 10nm mobile chips? I got the press release. I read through the first bit of the press release, realized it was mobile, and then kind of stopped caring. They're a whole 5% faster in general tasks. Is MX150 graphics something to be proud of? I don't follow mobile stuff or low-end graphics. I remember when AMD was seen as a poor man's choice. I know, right? It's crazy. Crazy. GT 1030? It's a thin MATX? Okay. I don't know then. I can Google it, can't I? So DTX is the same width as micro ATX but shorter, right? So if you're counting it by PCI slots, DTX would give you 2, whereas micro ATX would give you up to 4, and then ATX gives you up to like 6 or 8. GT 1030 speed on that. Well, so mini DTX is the taller ITX. Full size DTX is micro ATX width, but shorter than a micro ATX. So the graphics are decent. Okay, fair play. I actually kind of want to know if how fast the APU is compared, like the Ryzen 3400G is compared to what you call it, a GC 1039. Anyone remember the VIA processors? I've never used one, but they do still make them. They're just like super low power stuff. Sad the 3400G is 12 nanometer though. Yes, it's not chiplet design either. It's second gen Ryzen core, which is really stupid. I really wish they didn't name it that. But hey, that's life. I remember when Nvidia did onboard GPUs and motherboards. Do you remember when Nvidia straight up made motherboards and made their own chipset? I never used one, but I know about them. Yeah, that was funny. And Intel made reference motherboards and everything as well. VIA has CPUs with multiple chiplets. Interesting. They're ahead of the curve. Fair play. With NVIDIA LAN, indeed. What could I take out of my HP Compact Presario CQ60 to add to making a PC? I have no idea what's in that, so I don't know. Probably nothing. Maybe the hard drive, depending on how, like if it's IDE or not. But otherwise, probably nothing. Sorry, Spencer. I haven't. I've been a mix of crippled and crazed. I am away tomorrow, so I will have it collected on Monday, delivered on Tuesday for you. Yeah, had chiplet based. VIA had chiplet based CPUs in 2011, though each chiplet was only 2 cores. Fair play. That's kind of impressive, though. Phenom 2. Oh yeah. Oh no, I had what you call it? Both of the friends that I started this channel with had Phenom 2 X6s. Right as I bought a Bulldozer FX8120. Yeah, they were fun. The Phenoms were weird because they for some of the X3s they didn't bother lasering them off. And so it was possible to find, like, buy a Phenom X3 and then use the BIOS to unlock it to an X4 or even sometimes an X6, which was a really weird but very fun way thing to happen. And then you could, but then they started laser cutting them off, which was a shame. What happened to those friends lose interest? Yeah, pretty much. It's a very long story, but in essence, yes. You used to rock the 1090T. Nice. You know, my first like gaming PC was the FX8120 in 2012. Oh, how far I've come. I think I've only ever used full-time 2 Intel CPUs, the 4790K and the 6700K. Ha, nice. 32 meg of RAM, quality. What did yeah, I think the first card I had was an Nvidia FX 5200 to play games on, with a Pentium 4 single core, which had 128 meg of RAM. Ah, yes, Chris. Yeah, that happened to us as well. The number of AMD CPUs that I have very, very carefully lifted the pins back up to up straight is crazy. I'm pretty new to the PC world. My first system was a 4690 and an R9 280X. Wow. I had a 280X for a while, actually. It was my first review sample graphics card. Do you believe it? First machine I shared with my old man was Pentium 166 MHz, 64 meg of RAM, and a 2 gig hard drive. Nice. Epic Microsoft Works machine. Quality. Yeah, my first ever system was a Pentium 3. With, actually, I don't know how much RAM. I think it was like 512 meg and like a 40 gig hard drive or something. Nice, nice, nice. First GPU. Yeah. Fair play, Watson. Uh, Gavin, absolutely nothing, because PSPs are entirely proprietary. Sadly. Ow. Quality. uh, I don't. Yeah, that technically you are correct, Wapted. I wouldn't call that an advised strategy, though. Fair play, Chris. Fair play. Nice, Spencer. Nice. I have a few friends who are very interested in the ITX like case scene, if you like. It's kind of weird. I think it's the only part of PC gaming that are like PCs that has such a dedicated fan base. It seems. I suppose there's Razer parts. uh, I had some great comments on that video actually. The Razer Blade laptop. Oh, there's some great ones. Um, I think the one that I can quote the easiest and was probably the most fun was hating on popular products doesn't mean you have an interesting personality. Which, I mean, you're not wrong. And if my whole stick was that I'm hating on popular products, like that was all I ever did in videos. Fair play, you know, good on you, reasonable comment. But I wasn't hating on the laptop. Like, sure, I don't like it that much, but that doesn't that doesn't mean that I'm like hating on it. I was giving my opinion, and I was backing up my opinion with evidence. Uh, uh, just what? But yeah, there was some great ones in there. Someone gave a full on list that I felt obliged to reply to, which was like it's a laptop. You're not meant to be able to install loads of games. I didn't realize 5 was a lot of games. I have 100 installed on this, and I have a friend that has 1,000 installed on his PC. Okay, is that your defense? It works for Jim Sterling and Adored. Yeah, I mean it can blow up in their face sometimes though. Jonathan, that is very true. Yeah, I don't really have much of a use for a full size motherboard at the moment. I mean the board that I have here, you could hypothetically cut it off. Like I could have an M80X board right now and probably wouldn't be the wiser. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I think in the days of lots of GPUs and add-in cards, when you used to have a sound card if you wanted any audio, then yeah, cool. But yeah, I mean, I could probably condense this system into an ICX board if I really wanted to. The only problem is that ITX boards currently have a bit too little I/O normally, and also don't. Sometimes it can be useful to have a few extra PCIe slots available, especially because I've been toying with the idea of using 10 gig from a NAS to the PC, and then editing from the NAS rather than from the system itself, and then that way I could render from a rendering server PC rather than on this. But yeah. That is true, Martin. That is true. Get Linus to build your jellyfish killer. I mean, I'm not really interested in spending like 30 plus £1,000 on a like PC. I'm not that fussed. The only thing that I should probably buy is a good few more hard drives and probably a bigger case. Put them all in. But hey. Should I sell or bin my iPad Mini 1 that takes 30 minutes and 38 seconds to load YouTube? Probably sell or factory refresh, and that will probably help that. I'll give you 1 Chinese yen. Nice. God damn it, guys. Terrible. Terrible. Also, people talking about M8X is dying. I would probably agree. There are a few M8X boards, I think even for X570 that are coming out, but yeah, it's a very niche market, it seems. Yeah. True. I think, actually, on the note of motherboards, for me, one of the most interesting things that you'll see, not this Monday coming, but the Monday after that, so there will be a stream in between them, but the Gigabyte X570 Gaming X, which is their budget board. I say budget because it's £180, which would be considered mid-range to premium in X470 land. But the thing that was most interesting to me was that they'd clearly had to go out of their way to make it basically just a horrendously cheap motherboard. Like, it's got a brown PCB. It's 2019. I haven't seen a brown PCB unless the board was well under £100. It had like the NAFR audio. It had like no I/O. It had like, it still had 2 M.2 slots, surprisingly, and it had 12 phase VRM. But yeah, it was just so weird because, for all intents and purposes, while you can still go buy one, nice try, Acted. You can go and buy like a Gigabyte Gaming 5 Wi-Fi X470 for the same price as the X570 board. And sure, you'll have to do a BIOS update first if it hasn't already had one. Fair enough. Could be a bit of a pain. But you get built-in Wi-Fi, you get, I think, an extra M.2 slot, you get more SATA ports, you get more I/O, you get a USB 3.2 Gen 2 front panel connector, you get like you get a slightly different VRM configuration, but a VRM that could still handle any of those CPUs because they only, like, the 3900X only draws 140 watts. Or 180 when it's overclocked. So like, I don't know. It's a very weird thing. Fair play, Kevin. Folding X570 motherboards are just around the corner. What can you see them poking around? Even the 3950X should work on basically all B550, B450 motherboards with the default PB2 stuff stock. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I would expect that the 3950X will probably draw 160 to 200 watts, depending on what mode. I'd probably guess around 180 stock while boosting, with like a peak of 2 to 220, if I had to guess. But yeah, I think what's most impressive is that the 3600X drew 90 to 95 watts, right? The 12 core, so obviously that's 6. The 12 core, which double the cores, only drew 140 watts, which is very cool to see because obviously the IO die, especially being last gen, will draw a bit more power than the cores will. And obviously you don't need another IO die for those extra cores, so yeah, really interesting. True. Is the new Intel chips for laptops only? Currently, yes. They're only mobile chips. That could vary, and I hope to see some desktop chips soon enough, but I don't think it'll be for another few months yet, at least. Hello Joe and hello Kev. How are you guys doing? How's things? No worries, Joe. Hope you had some fun. Is that because no one bothers making AMD laptops? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, how am I doing? Okay, I'm high on tramadol because I'm in pain. But other than that, I'm alright. I may save for longer and get the 3900 non-X when it comes out. I spoke to AMD about non-X variants. They seemed pretty convinced that there's not going to be any coming out, or if they do, they're going to be OEM only ones. So, yeah. Hello, Man King Plays. How you doing? Long time no see, indeed. Am I right? Yeah, pretty much. Getting by. Fun tech as always. What have we got this week? The Razer Kraken X headset is tomorrow. The new Acer Nitro 5 2019. And then the sponsored router review on, not review, video on Wednesday. See you, Wapted. It's okay, it's gonna end in 8. Apart from the car is now soaked and covered in sand. Fair play. Anything exciting happened this week? I confirmed I'm going to IFA in September, which should be pretty awesome. There'll be a live stream from there. It's just going to be a restream of Acer stream as a sort of sponsor thing, but yeah, should be pretty cool. Otherwise, what have I been doing this week? I've got a monitor, a keyboard, and a graphics card to do next week, or to film and test. So yeah, IFA ish. Is that the one in Belgium? It's the one in Berlin. You send a link to the website. What website? Like the show? Just search IFA 2019. No worries, Kev. Indeed. Not quite. Not quite-ish. You're close, but not quite. I still don't know what it stands for, but it started off as a lot more mobile focused, but a lot more companies like Acer and Razer and the likes will be there. I think Asus should be there as well. So yeah, check him out. Should be good. Sure, I'll say hello as I'll wave to him from the plane. Lenovo will be there. Nice. I'll have to say hello. I'd be interested to take a look at some of their monitors and laptops, actually. I've had quite a lot of requests for the Lenovo Y series laptops. Yeah, it'd be interesting to take a look at those. I also haven't had a look at an Asus laptop in ages. I need to start emailing people again. Sure, Gavin. Hello, Dan. How you doing? Are you moved now? What product are you looking for while you're IFA? Nothing really specific. What are you excited for? I'm not really too sure. It's more going to be a kind of have a look. Acer are doing a product launch there, so that's what, like, technically speaking, that's when I'm going to be there to cover and sort of showcase or whatever. I will be doing a tech IFA video as well, so obviously, stay tuned for that and all that jazz. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what Acer are launching. Yes, ish. Yeah, we'll see. Still a little bit away, so people are talking about Gamescom currently, which I might go to instead of IFA next year. Move now, fair play. Can you do any live streaming there? I will be doing a stream from IFA, but it will be a restream of Acer's live stream as part of a sponsor thing. So I likely won't be doing any actual streaming myself from there. But as I said, there will be a tech at IFA video pretty like during the show. Like I think I'm there from I think I will be there on the 4th at least. And so the video will probably go out on the 4th or 5th, depending on what I get around to seeing. Technically, Kev, you're right. So I suppose the usual question of any last minute tech questions? Acer RGB mugs, indeed. Yeah. What GPU won't be bottlenecked by an i5 3570? Well, technically all of them, but I don't know. It depends kind of what you want to do. If you're just doing emulators, then really kind of anything would be fine. But I don't know, 1050, 1050 Ti, 1060, RX 570, 580 kind of thing. GTA and CS, fair. Hello, Math Cubes. How you doing? Joe, AMD or Intel for 2019? Who wins? Well, currently AMD, because Intel haven't launched anything, or if they have, it's been kind of yeah, that. Do I replace the glass back on my phone? Has no function and it's under a case, just a bit annoying. If you want to, Chris, I guess. Is the 2080 Ti worth the money? Depends what resolution you're playing at. If you're playing at 1440p, or especially if you're playing at 4K, then I would say yes. Otherwise, it depends on what you have now, and if the relatively small performance bump from a 2080, for example, is worth it for you over the large financial difference. Oh, I'm sure it is ish. I wonder how Intel and Nvidia fanboys are going to respond once Intel releases their Xe graphics cards. Would they refuse to buy Intel, or would they say never buy AMD? Thoughts? I really don't know. It depends on the performance, depends on the driver support, and all that sort of stuff. So it's hard to speculate. I don't know what goes through their mind anyway. So yeah, not sure. Anish, I don't actually know. No clue. Anyway, that's the hour. As always, I'll be back next week. Thursday at 8 p.m. UK time. And obviously videos tomorrow night, Monday and Wednesday. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chatting, and have a great week.